Hello, English learners. Welcome back. We are here at English Pod. My name is Marco.
And I'm Erica.
And today we're going to be bringing you a lesson about eggs.
That's right. And who knew there was so much to talk about when we're talking eggs?
Right. Well, we always have eggs for breakfast, and there are many ways of preparing them. So we're going to learn what the different ways are.
Yes, and we'll learn some of the language that goes along with eggs.
Okay. So we have 3 words that we want to take a look at before we listen to our dialogue. So let's look at these in vocabulary preview.
Vocabulary preview.
Our preview word for this lesson is picky.
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 So picky is an interesting adjective.
Okay, so if a person is picky, what does that mean?
They're very hard to please.
Okay. So if your boss is picky and you give him a report and maybe it has, I don't know, a couple of mistakes or something.
Yeah, he'll say, do it again. Change this, this, and this.
Okay.
So if you are picky, you want everything to be perfect.
Okay.
And if there's one small thing that's not, you won't be happy.
Okay. So picky. Interesting word. Now our next word, yolk.
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 Y-O-L-K.
Yolk.
So this word is actually not in the dialogue.
It's not in the dialogue, but it's important that
Yes.
you know, right?
Okay, so if you have an egg, the yellow part is called the yolk.
Okay. And what about the other part?
The white.
The white.
The white.
Or also called the egg white, right?
Yes, egg white.
Okay, so pretty simple. Yolk and egg white. Let's listen to our dialogue. We are going to be listening to a couple who are having breakfast.
Wow, you're up early today. What's for breakfast?
Well, I felt like baking, so I made some muffins.
Smells good. I'll make some coffee. Do you want me to make you some eggs?
Sure, I'll take mine sunny side up.
Ew, I don't know how you can eat your eggs like that. Ever since I was small, I've had eggs and soldiers.
You know, my dad had scrambled eggs every morning for 20 years. It drove my mom crazy.
You know what really drives me crazy? When I ask for soft-boiled eggs and they overcook them so that they come out hard-boiled. How can you dip your toast into a hard-boiled egg?
You're so picky sometimes.
Here you go, honey. Fried eggs.
Damn it! I said sunny side up. How many times do I have to tell you?
Well, she is definitely very picky and has a very bad temper.
I know. I can't believe anyone would get so angry over their breakfast.
Yeah.
But I guess it is the most important meal of the day.
Exactly. So we heard a couple of different ways of describing how you prepare eggs. So let's take a look at that in Language Takeaway.
Language takeaway.
Okay, so our first preparation method, my favorite,
All right.
sunny side up.
Okay. Sunny side up.
Sunny side up.
Now, this is interesting. Sunny, like the sun, right?
Exactly.
So when you fry an egg, right, and the yolk looks like a little sun, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So why is it called sunny side up?
I think because of what you just said. It looks like the sun.
But you don't cook the yolk, right?
Okay, yeah, the yolk is still yellow. It's still a little bit liquid, a little bit soft.
Okay. Because the opposite would be a fried egg.
Yes,
And that's our second word.
fried egg.
Fried egg.
So this, you put the egg in the pan and you cook it all the way through.
All the way through. So the yolk is not liquid anymore. It becomes hard. And,
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
Okay.
A fried egg.
Fried egg. All right. So now let's take a look at our next set of eggs.
All right.
Soft-boiled egg.
A soft-boiled egg.
Soft-boiled.
Soft-boiled.
Okay. So to boil, you put the egg
In water.
in boiling water
Yes, and make it cook.
and make it cook. So how long would you usually put it in for to be soft-boiled?
3 minutes? 4
3
minutes?
Okay. So you only cook part of the egg, right?
Right. The yolk, the yellow part, stays a little bit wet, a little bit liquid.
Uh-huh. Okay. So again, the opposite would be
A hard-boiled egg.
hard-boiled egg.
Hard-boiled.
So hard-boiled is when you cook the entire egg again.
Yes, so then it's hard like a ball.
The entire egg. So with this soft-boiled and hard-boiled eggs, this takes us to our next form, eggs and soldiers.
Eggs and soldiers.
Eggs and soldiers.
Eggs and soldiers.
Now, this is really interesting. I didn't really know about this before. It kind of sounds like you're having eggs with a group of soldiers from the army.
Well, this is a very British way of eating eggs. So you have your soft boiled egg in a cup, and you have a piece of toast. But the toast is cut into long pieces.
Okay.
And then you take those pieces and you dip them into the egg yolk.
Oh,
It's delicious.
it's good.
Yeah.
Ah.
Typical English way of eating eggs.
Okay, so eggs and soldiers. Interesting. And this takes us to our last form of egg preparation and probably the most popular.
Yes. Scrambled eggs.
Scrambled eggs.
Scrambled eggs.
Take eggs, put them in a pan, and then you just move them all over the place.
Mix them all up.
Mix them all up.
So the yolk and the white are mixed together.
Mixed together. All right. So we've looked at a lot of egg preparation, and now we can listen to our dialogue for the second time, and then we'll come back and look at some phrases.
Wow, you're up early today. What's for breakfast?
Well, I felt like baking, so I made some muffins.
Smells good. I'll make some coffee. Do you want me to make you some eggs?
Sure. I'll take mine sunny side up.
Ew, I don't know how you can eat your eggs like that. Ever since I was small, I've had eggs and soldiers.
You know, my dad had scrambled eggs every morning for 20 years. It drove my mom crazy.
You know what really drives me crazy? When I asked for soft-boiled eggs, and they overcook them so they come out hard-boiled. How can you dip your toast into a hard-boiled egg?
You're so picky sometimes.
Here you go, honey. Fried eggs.
Damn it. I said sunny side up. How many times do I have to tell you?
Interesting that the man in this dialogue is the one doing the baking.
Yeah, well, that's modern days. I don't know. Men are learning how to cook and, yeah.
A house husband.
House husbands, yeah, more popular these days.
All right, well, since this house husband felt like baking, I think we should look at this and one other phrase in Fluency Builder.
Okay, so great phrase. He said, I felt like baking.
I felt like baking.
I felt like baking. So let's take a look at this. He feels like, or he felt like in the past. What does that mean when you feel like?
You want to do it. You have the desire to do it.
Okay, and then to bake. And now this verb is in the gerund form.
That's right, the ing form.
And that's the rule, right? I feel like playing soccer.
Right. I feel like eating lunch.
I felt like going to the movies. That's the way you would say this. You have the desire, you feel like doing something.
Exactly.
Okay, very good. And now let's take a look at this second phrase. Drives me crazy.
Drives me crazy.
Drives me crazy.
All right, this is a very descriptive phrase, and I think if we listen to some examples, it will help us understand the meaning.
Example 1.
This music is driving me crazy. Turn it down.
Example 2.
Don't leave garbage in my car. It drives me crazy.
Example 3.
Your mom is driving me crazy. She keeps calling me.
All right, so if something drives you crazy,
It makes you feel very angry or annoyed.
Irritated.
Or, frustrated.
okay. But it could also be positive, right? Like, that girl drives me crazy.
As in you really, really, really like her.
Yeah.
I don't know. It sounds a little bit inappropriate to
Really?
me. Yeah.
I think it's okay. It drives me crazy.
I
It's
don't-
like, she's got me thinking, and she's got me in the clouds or something like that.
All right. Well, maybe there's something about you that I don't need to know. So I'll just let you keep that thought to yourself.
All right. Well, I'm just saying we could use it in a positive form as well.
Okay.
all right?
Okay. You're just saying.
I'm just saying. All right, so drives me crazy. Really great phrase, and you can use it in all of these different situations like we heard. So let's listen to our dialogue for the last time, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more.
Wow, you're up early today. What's for breakfast?
Well, I felt like baking, so I made some muffins.
Smells good. I'll make some coffee. Do you want me to make you some eggs?
Sure. I'll take mine sunny side up.
Ew. I don't know how you can eat your eggs like that. Ever since I was small, I've had eggs and soldiers.
You know, my dad had scrambled eggs every morning for 20 years. It drove my mom crazy.
You know what really drives me crazy? When I ask for soft-boiled eggs and they overcook them so they come out hard-boiled. How can you dip your toast into a hard-boiled egg?
You're so picky sometimes.
Here you go, honey. Fried eggs.
Damn it! I said sunny side up. How many times do I have to tell you?
Well, I think there are some people who really, really love eating eggs for breakfast and some people who just can't stand it.
Yeah, I don't know who, though. I mean, who doesn't like eggs in the morning,
I know, I'm a big fan.
right?
Yeah.
Eggs, bacon, toast.
Yes.
Good stuff.
Traditional American type breakfast.
Now, you were telling me that you have some traditions when you eat eggs.
I know. I'm not sure if this is just in my family, but I think actually it might be common with other people as well. When you eat a soft-boiled or hard-boiled egg, you have to, eat all of the egg outside of the shell, and then you have to break the bottom of the shell after you finished,
Why?
so that the fairies who live in your egg cup can come out.
So it's kind of like a superstition.
Yeah, I guess it is.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I don't know. You guys, do you have any egg traditions or any other crazy food stories like that?
Well, for example, I was telling you that when I prepare scrambled eggs, sometimes I like to take some rice, some rice that has already been cooked, put it in the pan, and then take some eggs, 2 eggs, put it on top of the rice, and scramble the rice with the eggs.
Okay, for breakfast?
Yeah, it could be for breakfast.
Really?
Yeah, a little bit, not like a huge plate of rice. Or maybe at night, you don't have anything to eat.
Okay.
Scrambled eggs
Yep.
with rice. It's a poor man's food.
All right. Well, it's also a quick man's food.
Yeah, exactly. So let us know if you guys have any egg preparations or any special egg recipes or traditions that
Yes.
you practice.
This morning, I tried frying an egg, and I swear to you, it turned into something that belonged in an art museum. The yolk slid east, the white stretched west, and I just stood there holding a spatula like I was chasing runaway sheep. Tell me, what am I doing wrong? Why do eggs act like tiny rebels?
You've run into the truth that every cook discovers. Eggs only look simple. They're round little mysteries, each one with its own personality. Heat, timing, the pan, every detail matters. Treat them gently, and they'll reward you. Rush them, and they'll make you pay.
That makes sense. My eggs have been punishing me for years. Maybe I've been too rough.
Probably. Cracking straight into the pan, right?
Guilty. I've been cracking them like I'm breaking into a vault.
That's your first mistake. Always crack into a bowl first, then slide the egg into the pan. That way you avoid broken yolks, stray shell pieces, and your egg lands gracefully, not like a crash landing.
So my eggs basically need a red carpet entrance before they meet the pan.
Exactly. Respect the egg, and it will respect you back.
All right, let's move on. Sunny side up. I try it all the time, but mine either burn on the edges or end up with a yolk so firm it looks like a rubber ball.
Medium heat is your friend. A good nonstick pan, a little butter or oil, and keep the flame low. Let the white set slowly. And here's a trick. Cover the pan with a lid for a minute. That gentle steam will set the top of the egg while leaving the yolk golden and soft.
Wait, you cover it? I thought sunny side up meant no interference.
Not interference, teamwork. You, the pan, and the lid working together.
You make it sound like a love story. Boy meets egg meets heat, lid helps the relationship along.
Every egg dish is a little story. And believe me, they've been telling stories for thousands of years.
Oh, we're going historical now.
Of course. Eggs have been on human plates for millennia. Ancient Persians were baking egg dishes. The Romans? They used eggs in sauces, even desserts. And in the Middle Ages, eggs were such a valuable food that they were banned during Lent in Europe. People would actually throw parties the night before, using up all their eggs. That tradition became pancakes.
Wait, so pancakes exist because people needed to get rid of eggs? That's incredible.
Exactly. Pancake Day, Shrove Tuesday, it all goes back to eggs.
So basically, every time I eat pancakes, I'm taking part in a 600-year-old egg clearing ritual?
That's one way of putting it.
All right. Scrambled eggs. Mine usually come out rubbery, like someone pressed them into packing foam. I want that silky, restaurant-style scramble. What's the secret?
The mistake is cooking too fast. Scrambled eggs are a gentle affair. Beat them thoroughly, maybe add a splash of cream, and cook low and slow while stirring softly. Keep them moving, but not aggressively. The goal is soft, custardy curds.
Soft and slow. Babysitting eggs.
Yes, and the key? Remove them from the heat while they still look slightly underdone. They keep cooking from residual heat.
So scrambled eggs are overachievers. They keep going even when you say stop.
Exactly.
Okay, what about omelets? I try, but mine look like folded laundry. Meanwhile, chefs on TV make them smooth, golden, and elegant.
The omelet is all about timing and confidence. Pour the beaten eggs into a buttered pan, let them set a little, then tilt the pan and fold gently. The biggest mistake? Too much filling. Everyone tries to stuff the omelet like a suitcase.
That's me. My omelets are basically a moving van of cheese and vegetables.
That's why they break. Keep it light. The egg is the main act. The fillings are backup dancers.
Noted. I'll stop overstuffing. What's the hardest egg dish you've mastered?
Poached eggs, hands down. They look simple, but they demand precision. Water just below boiling, a splash of vinegar, and the swirl technique. Drop the egg into a gentle whirlpool. And above all, use fresh eggs.
I tried once and it looked like a ghost exploded in the pot.
That's because you probably had older eggs. Fresh ones hold their shape. Older eggs spread everywhere.
So supermarket eggs betray me.
Most of the time, yes. Farmers market eggs are best for poaching.
All right, boiled eggs. They sound easy, but I always end up with green rings around the yolk or shells that stick like super glue.
Timing and cooling. 6 minutes for soft, 8 for medium, 10 to 12 for hard. And the instant they're done, plunge them into ice water. That shock stops cooking and loosens the shell.
Ice water bath. I've been skipping that step.
That's the difference between smooth peeling and misery.
You're changing my whole egg game. But here's what I wonder. Eggs are used in so many cultures differently. What's your favorite international egg dish?
That's tough. I love Japanese tamayoki, rolled omelets, slightly sweet, layered beautifully. Spanish tortilla with potatoes is another classic. And then there's shakshuka from the Middle East. Eggs poached in spiced tomato sauce.
I've had shakshuka once. It felt like breakfast and dinner had a baby.
Exactly. Eggs are universal. Almost every culture has their signature egg dish.
All right, but what about the weirdest egg dish you've tried?
Century eggs from China. They're preserved until the yolk turns creamy and the white turns almost black. The flavor is intense, but fascinating.
I've seen pictures. They look like alien eggs from a science fiction movie.
Yes, but once you get past the look, they're delicious.
I'm not sure I'm brave enough yet. Maybe I'll start with boiled eggs and work my way up.
Fair plan.
All right, here's a fun question. How many ways do you think there are to cook an egg?
Classic French chefs used to say 100 ways. That's why the tall chef's hat, the toque, traditionally has 100 folds, each one representing a method of cooking eggs.
That's poetic. 100 folds for 100 techniques. So when I scramble badly, I've already eliminated one fold.
Don't worry, you still have 99 to try.
Okay, personal question. What's your egg comfort food?
The dish you make for yourself, not anyone else.
Soft-boiled eggs with toast soldiers. It's simple, nostalgic, and perfect.
Toast soldiers again. I'm starting to think this is a secret chef cult.
Not a cult, just the purest way to enjoy that golden yolk.
For me, it's a fried egg on rice. No frills. The yolk runs into the grains and it feels like home.
And that's the beauty of eggs. They fit anywhere, fancy dinners or humble kitchens.
You've convinced me. From now on, I'll treat my eggs with the respect they deserve.
Do that, and breakfast will never betray you again.
One last thing. Your most embarrassing egg disaster. I need to know.
Fine. Early in my career, I tried flipping an omelet to impress the kitchen. It didn't flip. It flew right out of the pan, onto the floor. My reputation was scrambled for weeks.
That's the best. And on that note, I think we've cracked enough egg wisdom for one day.
Nice pun. You couldn't resist.
Not at all. But seriously, eggs are more than food. They're history, culture, comedy, and apparently heartbreak.
And if you master them, you're halfway to mastering the kitchen.
Challenge accepted. Tomorrow, my eggs and I are starting a new relationship. Wish me luck.
You'll need it.
I woke up this morning because of a very strange sound. It was not my alarm clock. It was not the neighbor's dog. It was an egg. Yes, you heard me right. An egg. I was still half asleep when I heard a loud crack from the kitchen. At first, I thought maybe a thief was inside, breaking my plates. But when I walked into the kitchen, I saw one lonely egg rolling on the floor. It rolled slowly, like a little drunk man after a wedding party. Now, I swear to you, I did not drop that egg. Nobody touched it. I live alone, unless you count the cockroaches who sometimes visit me like bad relatives. So how in the world did the egg fall from the shelf? I picked it up carefully. It looked normal. White shell, oval shape, nothing special. But when I held it in my hand, it made a tiny sound. Not the normal crack of a breaking egg, but a little tap, 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 like someone inside was knocking. I laughed nervously and said, "Hello? Anybody home?" Of course, I didn't expect an answer. But then, believe it or not, I heard another tap. Now, I am not a brave person. In fact, if bravery was food, I would be starving to death. So, I did what any intelligent coward would do. I put the egg back on the table and stepped away slowly, like a man leaving a sleeping lion. At that moment, I thought maybe I was just imagining things. Maybe my ears were still dreaming. I decided to make breakfast, because honestly, hunger is stronger than fear. I took another egg from the fridge. This one was quiet, normal, polite. I cracked it into a frying pan. The yellow yolk spread beautifully, like a small sun rising in my dirty kitchen. I put a little oil, some salt, and just when the egg started to sizzle, poof! A small piece of shell jumped into my eye. I started screaming, hopping around the kitchen like a chicken who just discovered philosophy. My neighbor, old Mrs. Khan, knocked on the wall and shouted, "Stop dancing! It's only 9 in the morning!" I shouted back, "I'm not dancing! I'm dying!" But of course, nobody believes me. Nobody ever believes me. Anyway, I washed my eye with cold water, and when I turned around, I noticed something shocking. The first egg, the mysterious one that fell by itself, was not on the table anymore. It had disappeared. I looked under the table, behind the sugar jar, even inside the microwave. Nothing. The egg was gone. Now, if you ever lose your wallet or your phone, that is bad. But trust me, losing an egg is worse, because a phone cannot suddenly hatch in your house and grow wings. I sat down, completely confused. My fried egg was getting cold, and my stomach was making angry noises like a political protest. But I could not eat. I just kept thinking, where did that egg go? Who took it? Or did it walk away by itself? And that is exactly the moment when I heard the second unexpected sound of the day. A tiny, high-pitched cheep, cheep, coming from under my couch. Now, let me be honest with you. My couch is not a normal couch. It is old, dirty, and has the smell of broken dreams. I bought it secondhand from a man who told me it was almost new. I think by almost new, he meant it was new in the last century. Anyway, I bent down slowly, my heart beating like a drum in a cheap wedding band. The sound came again. Cheep, cheep. I lifted the corner of the couch cover, and there it was, the missing egg. But it was not just an egg anymore. A little crack had opened, and a tiny beak was pushing through. I shouted, "Impossible! I bought you from the supermarket yesterday. You were supposed to be breakfast, not a baby." The egg cracked more, and then out came a small yellow chick. It looked weak but alive, shaking like me on a cold winter morning when the gas heater stops working. Now, here's the problem. I have zero experience with babies, chickens, or even goldfish. The last time I tried to keep a pet, it was a turtle, and it ran away. Yes, it ran away. People laugh when I tell them, but trust me, that turtle was faster than me when I chased it. So now I was standing in my kitchen with a frying pan in one hand and a newborn chick in the other. What was I supposed to do? Fry one egg and raise the other? I sighed and said to the chick, "Welcome to the family, my little omelet." The chick sneezed. I didn't even know chicks could sneeze. It was cute, but it also scared me. What if it had bird flu? Imagine explaining that to the doctor. "Yes, doctor, I got bird flu from my breakfast." I decided to make the chick comfortable. I found an old shoebox, put some tissue paper inside, and placed the chick there. The chick seemed happy. It closed its tiny eyes for a moment, then suddenly opened them wide and stared at me like I was the world's ugliest mother. I wanted to eat my fried egg, but I couldn't. Eating eggs while looking at a baby chick felt like eating cookies in front of a starving child. So I threw the fried egg into the trash. My stomach cried, but my heart said, "Good choice." Just then, my phone rang. It was my friend Kareem. He said, "Hey, what's up?" I said, "You won't believe me if I tell you." He said, "Try me." So I told him, I just became a father. There was silence for 5 seconds. Then Kareem laughed so hard he dropped his phone. When he came back, he said, "You? A father? To what? A cockroach?" I said, "No, to a chick. A real chick from an egg." He didn't believe me, of course. Nobody ever does. He just said, "Stop drinking milk before bed. It makes you dream crazy things." I wanted to prove it, so I put the phone on speaker and held it near the shoebox. Right on time, the chick made a loud cheep. Kareem screamed, "What the hell was that?" I said proudly, "That was my child." And then, while I was enjoying my little victory, the chick jumped out of the box and ran straight into my bathroom. I ran after it, but when I opened the bathroom door, I froze. Because the chick was not alone anymore. There were 2 eggs sitting on the floor, and both of them were starting to crack. I felt my stomach twist. I swear I almost fainted right there in the bathroom. One chick was already more responsibility than I could handle. I can't even keep my socks paired, and now, suddenly, I was about to become a father of 3. The first egg cracked loudly. Kirk! And I covered my eyes. I didn't want to see another chick popping out. But curiosity is stronger than fear, so, of course, I peeked through my fingers. And yes, out came a chick. But this chick was different. Its feathers were darker, almost brown, and its beak looked sharper than the first one's. Honestly, it didn't look cute. It looked angry. The second egg cracked slower, like it was shy. When it finally opened, a smaller chick appeared, pale and weak, shaking like my uncle when he drinks too much tea. So now, on my bathroom floor, I had 3 chicks. One yellow and cheerful, one brown and angry looking, and one tiny and weak. I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. My bathroom was turning into a chicken hospital. I whispered, "Why me? Why not my neighbor? She already likes birds. She feeds pigeons every morning. Why don't these eggs hatch in her apartment?" Just then, the brown chick, the angry one, looked at me straight in the eyes. I swear to you, I saw intelligence there. It was not the normal innocent eyes of a baby bird. No, it was like the chick was saying, "You don't choose us, we choose you." I stepped back nervously, slipped on a drop of water, and almost fell into the toilet. Great. Now my biggest fear was not only raising chicks, but also dying in the most embarrassing way possible. Found drowned in my own bathroom with 3 chickens as witnesses. I picked them up carefully, one by one, and put them in the shoebox with tissues. The weak chick sneezed, the yellow one chirped happily, and the brown one just stared at me like a judge in court. I thought, okay, this is temporary. I'll keep them for one day. Tomorrow I'll call someone. Maybe the supermarket, maybe the police, maybe a mental hospital. Someone has to take them. But just when I started to relax, something very unexpected happened. The bathroom mirror fogged up. No, I didn't take a shower. It fogged up by itself. Slowly, letters began to appear on the glass as if an invisible finger was writing. The message was short, but it froze my blood. Protect the eggs, or else. I dropped the shoebox in shock. The chicks rolled out, cheeping loudly, and I screamed louder than all 3 of them combined. Those words were still glowing on the bathroom mirror. My legs felt weak, like 2 pieces of boiled spaghetti. I whispered to myself, okay, maybe I'm dreaming. Maybe someone put something in my tea last night. I rubbed the mirror with my hand and the message disappeared. For 1 second, I felt relief. But then, I turned around and the brown chick was standing on the sink staring at me. I swear it looked like it was smiling. "Don't look at me like that," I said. "You're just a chicken, a small, dangerous demon chicken." The chick blinked. The yellow one chirped happily from the floor, and the weak one sneezed again. My bathroom was now a comedy show with horror subtitles. I picked them up and put them back into the shoebox. My hands were shaking so much that I dropped the tissue paper. I thought, protect the eggs? What eggs? They've already hatched. Do they expect me to protect the whole poultry section from the supermarket? Just then, there was another knock at the door. Knock. Knock. It was harder this time, more urgent. I froze. Maybe it was Mrs. Khan again with her frying pan. Or maybe it was whoever wrote that creepy message on the mirror. Who is it? I shouted. No answer. Hello? Still no answer. I slowly opened the door, ready to run if I saw a ghost or, worse, a salesman. It was a delivery man holding a cardboard box. He said, "Package for you." I said, "I didn't order anything." He shrugged. "Not my problem. Sign here." I signed, still confused, and carried the box inside. The delivery man left without saying goodbye, which was rude but also strangely suspicious. I put the box on my kitchen table. It was heavier than I expected. My heart was pounding. I opened it slowly, and inside, there were 6 more eggs. I shouted, "No, not again!" The yellow chick cheeped loudly, as if answering, "Yes, again." I slammed the box shut. My brain was screaming. I can't handle 9 chickens. I can't even handle 9 bills every month. At that exact moment, my phone buzzed. It was a new text message from an unknown number. The message said, "Do not eat, do not sell, protect them. They are special." I dropped the phone like it was on fire. My mouth went dry. Special eggs? What kind of special are we talking about? Golden eggs? Radioactive eggs? Alien eggs? I looked at the shoebox with the 3 chicks inside. They were staring back at me, especially the brown one, the scary one. And then I noticed something I had not seen before. On the brown chick's wing, there was a tiny symbol, a strange mark. It looked almost like writing. I leaned closer to see it better. My hands were shaking. The mark was small but clear, 3 little lines crossing each other, like some secret code. And that's when I realized these were not normal chicks, and I was in much bigger trouble than I had ever imagined. I sat on the floor, staring at the brown chick's wing. The tiny symbol looked ancient, like something from a treasure map or a video game quest. 3 lines crossing each other, simple but mysterious. I whispered, "What are you?" The chick tilted its head, like it understood me. That made me more nervous. If animals ever start understanding me, then I am doomed, because most of the time, I don't even understand myself. The yellow chick hopped onto my knee and chirped happily, as if saying, "Don't worry, everything is fine." The weak one sneezed again, poor thing, like a little bird with allergies. But the brown one just kept staring at me with those serious eyes. Then something even stranger happened. The lights in my kitchen flickered, not just once, over and over, like a warning signal. The fridge started humming louder, and then the cardboard box with the 6 new eggs began to shake. I shouted, "No, no, no, not again! I can't handle more of you!" But the eggs kept rattling inside the box. One of them rolled out and hit the floor with a soft thud. Instead of cracking open, it glowed faintly. I swear to you, it was glowing like a tiny lantern. At that exact second, my phone buzzed again. Another message from the unknown number. Do not let the wrong people find them. If they ask, deny everything. My hands started sweating. Who were these wrong people? And why did they think I was the right babysitter for glowing symbol-marked eggs? I am the wrong person to protect anything. I once lost my own wallet in the fridge. Suddenly, bang! A loud noise came from the hallway outside my apartment. Heavy footsteps, voices. I froze. Someone was coming. I quickly scooped the chicks into the shoebox and pushed the glowing egg under my couch. My brain screamed, "Act normal." The knock on my door this time wasn't polite. It was strong, official. Bang, bang! "Open up," a deep voice commanded. My heart almost jumped out of my chest. I asked, trying to sound calm, "Who is it?" The voice replied, "Delivery inspection. Open the door immediately." Delivery inspection? I had never heard of that in my life. What kind of country sends inspectors for eggs? The voice outside shouted again, "Don't make this difficult." I backed away from the door slowly. My legs were shaking. The brown chick climbed up the edge of the shoebox and looked straight at me with those knowing eyes, as if saying, "It's time to choose. Protect us or lose everything." And before I could even breathe, the door handle started to turn. Slowly, quietly, like someone was enjoying my fear. My whole body froze. The shoebox with the chicks trembled as they cheeped nervously, and the glowing egg under the couch pulsed like a heartbeat. I knew this was bad, very bad. I looked around desperately for a weapon. My choices were depressing. A frying pan with dried oil, a half-empty ketchup bottle, or my old sandal. Not exactly Rambo material. The lock gave way. The door creaked open. Two men in dark uniforms stepped inside. Their faces were serious, cold, like they had never laughed in their lives. One of them held a clipboard. The other carried a small black bag. The man with the clipboard said, "Inspection. We have reports of unauthorized eggs in this residence." Unauthorized eggs? I almost laughed out loud. What's next? Illegal bread? Smuggled bananas? But their faces were too serious. If I laughed, they'd probably lock me up. Or worse, take the chicks. I tried to act calm. Eggs? What eggs? This is just a normal apartment. Normal man, normal breakfast. The man with the bag sniffed the air, then bent down and picked up one tiny feather from the floor. He looked at me. "Normal?" he asked. My stomach dropped. I was in trouble. Big trouble. Before I could answer, the yellow chick jumped out of the shoebox and ran straight toward the man's boot. "Cheap!" The man bent down to grab it, but suddenly, the brown chick launched itself out too, landing on his hand and biting him. Yes, biting. A chick with the strength of a lion. The man screamed, dropping his bag. Paper spilled everywhere. The weak chick sneezed, adding zero help to the situation. I shouted, "Leave them alone! They're, my pets!" The other man pointed at me. "Those are not pets. Those are property of the agency." Agency? That word hit me like a brick. What kind of agency collects chickens? The brown chick flapped its tiny wings, and for a second, I swear I saw sparks of light. Just a little flash, like static electricity. The men froze, their eyes wide. They knew something I didn't. One of them whispered to the other, "It's true. They've awakened." Awakened? What were these chicks? Superheroes? Mutants? Holy chickens chosen by the universe? The men moved fast. One pulled out a net from the black bag. The other reached for the shoebox. My instincts kicked in. I grabbed the shoebox, scooped up the sneezing chick, and hugged it to my chest. "No, you're not taking them!" They stepped closer. My heart was pounding. I did the only thing I could think of. I threw my sandal at them. Pathetic, I know. But by some miracle, it hit the light bulb. The room went dark. The chicks chirped wildly in the shadows, and I crawled blindly toward the couch where the glowing egg was hidden. My fingers found it, warm, alive, almost buzzing. And then, in the darkness, I heard it crack. A small sound at first, like dry wood snapping. Then louder, kirk, echoing through my whole apartment. The glowing egg in my hands was breaking open. Light leaked out from the cracks, filling the dark room with a strange golden glow. My heart raced so fast I thought it would explode. The two men from the agency froze. I could see their faces lit up by the glow. They looked terrified, not angry, not professional, but terrified. One of them whispered, "It's happening." The other dropped his net and muttered, "We're too late." The egg cracked wider, and then out came something that made me forget how to breathe. It wasn't like the other chicks. It was larger, its feathers shining with golden light, its tiny wings glowing faintly. It looked at me with calm eyes, eyes too wise for a newborn bird. The yellow chick chirped happily. The weak one sneezed, and the brown one bowed its little head, almost like showing respect. The glowing chick stepped onto my palm. The warmth from it spread through my hand, up my arm, and into my chest. I felt stronger, braver, almost like I was finally more than the coward I had always been. The men backed away. "Give it to us," one of them demanded, though his voice shook. "It doesn't belong to you." I stood up, still holding the glowing chick. My legs were trembling, but my voice came out firm. "No, it chose me." The golden chick chirped once, and suddenly the other eggs inside the cardboard box rattled violently. One cracked, then another. Soon the room filled with light as all the eggs began to glow. The men panicked. "Retreat!" one shouted. They stumbled out of my apartment, slamming the door behind them. I stood in silence, surrounded by glowing eggs and chirping chicks. My whole kitchen looked like a small sun had exploded inside. I sat down slowly, overwhelmed. "What do you want from me?" I asked the golden chick. It stared at me for a long moment, then hopped onto the table. With its glowing beak, it pecked at a napkin, scratching tiny marks. When I leaned closer, I realized it was writing. One word. Protect. I sat back, shaking my head. Protect you? From what? From who? The agency? The world? Myself? The golden chick chirped softly, and for the first time in years, I felt a strange thing in my chest. Hope. I looked at the shoebox full of chicks, the glowing eggs, and the chaos around me. My life was officially destroyed, but also, strangely, reborn. I sighed and said, "Fine, I'll protect you. But listen, I'm a terrible cook. I can't pay rent on time, and I don't even own proper furniture. If you wanted a hero, you really picked the wrong guy." The golden chick tilted its head as if to say, "No, we picked exactly the right one."
And just like that, my story changed forever.
From a lonely man with nothing but cheap eggs in his fridge, to the unwilling guardian of something powerful, mysterious, and glowing with destiny. And trust me, this was only the beginning.